Hey guys, and welcome to my new video. So today I've obviously got myself a new hat, but today I'm going to just talk to you about 15 peak moments of being at school. 15 moments that people should enjoy about school. So I obviously made my little list, so I'm going to refer to them, so you may see me keep looking down. But at the end of the day, these are all my opinions, all of my views, and more or less anything that I've come up with. First thing that people should enjoy about school is wet play. You can interpret this however you want. At the end of the day, the definition that I would use that for is more or less if you're not allowed to go out at breaks on my lunchtime because it's too wet and you're inside and you do the colouring or you play with the clay or the sandcastle stuff. I mean, my first kiss was literally in year 2 or something. We were playing with the sand and some girl just comes over to me and like pecks me on the cheek. I remember that very, very clearly. Her name is Georgia. I don't know where she is now. We used to play kiss chase around the classroom. We used to make sandcastles. We used to paint. We used to do colouring in. And yeah, that's one of the peak times of school. The second one is obviously supply teachers. Obviously, when your teacher's not there, the kids are likely to misbehave. I would happily like copy words out of textbook all day, make paper aeroplanes and chuck it at my friends. They're more or less there, like just for that one lesson, hence the word supply. So it's like they don't really care, like they're literally just there covering a lesson they have no idea about. Number 3 is getting the cast of Mary and the Nativity. Now, I know that all of the girls in my year, when I was at primary school, they were all quite loud, quite bubbly, they all had different types of personalities, but the one thing that they all wanted to do was be centre of attention, and for them to get the part in Nativity as being Mary, it just gave them confidence, it boosted their look and sort of, I don't know. Number 4 is obviously the last day of term. When we had our last days of term at primary school, more or less people brought in their party rings, people brought in chocolates and crisps and sweets, and then we had painting, we had music, the teachers were literally just there letting us do whatever. We used to be able to write on the interactive whiteboard. We knew that that was our last day of school and we had like a week off or 2 weeks off, something like that. They were brilliant days. I mean, you get to socialise with your friends, you can more or less walk and do whatever you want, you could wear like lovely clothes, didn't have to do any lessons. It was more or less the day after, you know, you wouldn't be going to school. Number 5 is being given responsibility to write in pen. Usually in class everyone was told to write in pencil for maths and in pencil for English and everything like that, because if you make a mistake you can rub it out easily. But that one time when you were allowed to write in pen, it just made you feel so privileged. Number 6, finding out your teacher's name. Now, I know this personally from experience, that I didn't want to call my teacher Mrs. Brown or Mrs. Chicken or whatever the hell her name was, or his name. We do all our searching around, we ask other students, we ask the older students or the friends of our teachers, and we're like, look, do you know what Mr. blah blah blah's name is, or Mrs. blah blah name is? And as soon as we find out, we'd basically stalk on social media, see if they've got Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, more or less just looking at any embarrassing pictures that they have on there. Number 8 is the first day of your new school year. You used to strutting in your brand new shoes that you'd got for your birthday, for Christmas or for holiday, your pencil case with all the colourful pens and brand new pencils, sharpeners, stationery, literally stationery overload. You knew that if you dressed up nicely and you were liked, you were going to have a good year. Number 9 was the school disco. Last day of school, more or less, was brilliant, but that school disco where you could come back and dress as smartly as you could. You used to have those colourful, what do you call them? Not beams, but sort of like beams. We used to fold them, wrap them around your hand, wrap them around your head. You used to create all these different types of shapes around you, and it always felt quite Christmassy because it was always around the Christmas time when the parties were set up as well. Number 10 was seeing your teachers outside of school. Now, in the classroom, it's very, very awkward, it's very, very different. You can't really have a conversation with them about particular topics or certain topics, only because other students might hear, and obviously it's not appropriate. If you think about it, like, quite simply, they are humans, they basically are just normal people, but they have their work life and they have their normal life. And they are real people with real emotions, real stories, real lives, but you only see that teacher side to them. And if you do bump into them outside of school, you are likely to stop off, have a conversation, probably get a selfie. 11 is being able to get to the end of your reading book. Most important reading books that we read at school, obviously you had like Dora the Explorer and all that sort of funky stuff, but Biff, Chip and Kipper books. We used to have an app called Ask Oscar. We used to have a category, so you could either pick shapes, or you could pick characters from a book, or you could pick, I don't know, celebrities or something, or you could pick a load of random pictures that you saved and have your own little tree. And what you used to do is on the system, you would write a question and you'd say which ones answer yes and which ones answer no. For example, if you had a load of shapes, you could have the question being, does this shape have 3 sides? If the shape has 3 sides, you just drag it into yes. If it doesn't, you drag it into no. And then you'd split the yeses, and you'd split the no's, and you'd keep going until every single one is on its own. It's more or less just like a little like spider diagram thing, but it was very, very interesting to do. We also played with a game called what was it called? Crystal Rainforest. The only reason I remember the name of that is because I knew that the second half of the game was called Rainforest, and I knew the first half was a woman's name, but I didn't know what the name was. And then I realised, oh my god, I can't remember what it is. I used to think it was called Tropical Rainforest, but no, Crystal Rainforest. Number 12 doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really apply to everybody, but the parachute game. You're in PE, and you had that massive parachute thing, like, multicoloured, red, blue, green, yellow. Everyone used to be either underneath or standing on the outside. You had to just make sure you weren't pulled inside, and if you were, obviously you lose. 13, again, also doesn't apply to everyone. People singing songs in assembly. So more or less when you sing the assembly songs, everyone was obviously singing the verses and the choruses and singing all along to the song. Like, everybody's building, got the whole world in his hands. B-I-N-G-O and bingo was his name. But if a word came up, or if people wanted to emphasise a particular word, they would more or less just shout it. I remember doing that. I remember I was sitting next to a couple of boys, and one of the songs was on, pardon me, oh yawn. So one of the songs was on, and so we were singing. Oh, I remember it. It was like, raise a shout, hey, let your feelings out, we're gonna have a good day. But when we sang the word hey, we screamed the word hey. At the end of the year, we had people that ended up standing up in the assembly singing the songs. So not only were they singing, not only were they dancing and standing up, they were more or less making a load of noise, which for me and for my lot was quite funny, but for the teachers it was slightly annoying. Number 14 was conker season. Now obviously during autumn or summer or whatever, we used to have conker trees, we used to have random conkers literally just falling from like the sky sort of thing. We used to pick up our conker, wrap string around the conker, and see whose conkers would break first. So you hold the string with the conker, both sides, and you're more or less banging them together. I think whoever lost had to do a forfeit of some sort. I'm not sure if they had to get like slapped or punched in the face, or they lost part of their lunchtime, but it was more or less the kids decide what the punishment was for each other. The teachers weren't involved, they just made sure there weren't any fights or arguments, or just generally trying to look after the kids to make sure that everyone was okay. And number 15, personally the most important thing, and probably the most relatable one out of the 15, it was getting to year 6 and bragging to everyone how big of a student you were. The rest of the school had to like listen to you sort of thing. Top of the school and best of the best. The teacher would obviously remind you to keep being humble and stay quiet. Literally so happy you felt like a king or a queen of the school. You're literally strutting around that playground like you were some like Prince Harry or something, or Kate Middleton. And you were obviously reminded, and personally me, I was reminded quite often that when you transition from year 6 to year 7, you're basically going back down to the bottom. So you will literally, it will be the same sort of situation, primary and secondary, but secondary is more of a larger scale, and a little year 7 popping in at 13, I think they would have more chance of listening to them. I did hope you've enjoyed this video. It was quite, I don't know, it was a bit more factual than what I usually do, and it was very, very interesting. These 15 things were, I guess most of them were relatable to me, my friends, my school year, and it was sort of like, if those 15 things weren't there, I couldn't really have enjoyed school. I wasn't 100% happy at my primary or secondary school, but the fact that I did have a bit of experience, a tiny bit of life experience, I sort of had these things that were just there. I don't know. It just wouldn't have been the same without some of them. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you are having a brilliant 2017. And yeah, let's just see what happens in the future with not only my channel but with my subscribers and just life in general. But yeah, I'm gonna go now, and more content will be coming out soon. Goodbye.